How you doing today, brother?
How you doing? How you doing, sir?
All right, all right. This is Brother Don Cooper. Doing part of the documentary, you know what I'm saying, Detroit Life. The brother I have standing before me is Brother Marcus. We known as Marcus Bay.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying, like that. Morris brother like myself. I have a few questions for you, brother, if you don't mind. First of all, you introduce yourself as your name, you know what I'm saying, like that.
Brother Lacey Hill.
Lacey Hill. Okay, that's what they know you by. Okay, cool. Basically, I had a few questions, about 3 or 4 questions. Like, first and foremost, about the city of Detroit. Looking at the city right now and where it's standing, what do you see as a good way that something can happen within the city to make it better?
To make it better, we have to go back to the basics. We have to educate the babies. And that's what I say. We used to have elementaries around here. Mine is, I used to go right. You gotta have education. That's a key. If we don't have that, we don't have nothing. So that's most important. And get that education from kindergarten over to the 12th grade.
Okay.
For the Detroit to do. And
Cool.
that's for seeing what the key is here. If a child sees each other, then he gonna pick somebody, and that child takes what he picked. That person is a brother or sister. But see, if a child sees something other than that, that's why they get confused.
Yes.
And from the womb all the way to the, they remember that. So a child, like I said, we got to deal with intelligence, rule the world by English, care, right?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Now, where we're doing this filming at is neighborhood I grew up at, Hubble and Wadsworth, standing in the park, where I used to play football at, we used to play against street, we had street teams,
That's right.
where Hubble played against Sussex, against Coyle, different places and stuff like that. What neighborhood did you grow up in?
I grew up right off of Grand River in the Wyoming. Right around the corner from here. I used to be in the same little neighborhood and doing, like you say, doing the same. Like I say, back in the day, we had people to look up to. People like Coleman Young. They done something. Took all the people and done what called where you can learn how to get a trade. You know how to do. This is what it used to be.
Yeah, I remember that
back then.
I remember wood shop and metal shop.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I took it third grade. Third grade. So yeah, we got to get back to that. Like I said, once they took all that out the system, they keep us in ignorance because we don't know who we are.
Got you.
The breath of life shows us that you're alive. So at all times, you're going to show love because you've been woke by God. You're supposed to be a God person. We got to get back to that now.
Okay. Islam. Now, another question that I have, what are your experiences living in the city, the good, the bad, and the ugly? Just give me something brief on all 3 of those, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Me, myself, Detroit, love Detroit. Listen, everybody that came to Detroit love Detroit too.
That's right.
It's a good place. I don't take nothing about it now. The bad of the situation, I knocked that. I done wrong.
Yes.
No, I'm not crying about that. So, but I'm looking at the point. Allah showed me breath, showed me mercy. So now I have to make this Detroit a brand new, what I call, with the babies. Intelligence rule the world, but ignorance care the world.
Yes, sir, brother. Okay. Now, what I like to say is an honor, brother, to have you and you being a part of the production company. You know what I'm saying? For the Creative Will Productions, LLC. You know what I'm saying, like that? Because you're a brother who comes out the mental. And you know you have good discernment, you know what I'm saying, amongst people, you know what I'm saying, because you can't let a savage be in a position of where they're controlling people, you know what I'm saying, because they're gonna be a tyrant, you know what I'm saying, like that, and that's not even in your spirit, brother, you know what I'm saying, like that, and I just wanted to say that, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna end this, you know what I'm saying, and just Islam. Peace.
Like my old buddy say, blessed by the best.
Too blessed to be stressed.
Yeah.
I feel you.
All right, you have a good day. Man.
You too, brother.
Take care.
Peace. You too. right, how's everybody doing? This is Don Cooper again with Creative Will Productions, LLC. I have a brother sitting before me right now. I'm going to let him introduce himself to you. This is part of the documentary where it's talking about Detroit life, and I'm going around to just the people within the city giving their perspective based on 4 questions. Okay, how you doing today, brother?
I'm well. How you feeling, bro?
Good. Can you introduce yourself?
I'm James Torrance III. I'm also Yacht Shot Endeavors. Yeah, I go by a couple of different names, but yeah, let's stick with those for today.
Okay, cool. Good. Next question I'd like to ask you is, what side of town in Detroit did you grow up in?
You know, it's funny. I grew up on both sides of town. Like my mother was west side, my father was east side. So with them being separated, I grew up on both sides with all of that good stuff.
Wow.
I'm well-rounded. I'm universal.
Wow.
In everybody's hood. I can go anywhere I want.
Do you know, by you saying that, but that's funny. I'm going to say this live on this tape. My father lived on the east side. My mother lived on the west side. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Makes you universal.
Yes, sir. So the next question I'd like to ask you, what are some of the things in Detroit City that needs to make it better?
I mean, that's a loaded question. When you're saying about better, you have to establish first which area you're saying is the worst. If you're talking about as a people, we need to find a way to find peace amongst each other. I feel like we get a lot of bad rep. And it's a few bad apples in the bunch that contaminate a whole other batch, but it's not the whole.
Yes, sir.
Like, we're an apple orchard state, so... yeah, there's some bad, and because we're so populated in a small area that doesn't have a whole lot of commerce and economy going amongst each other.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, you have desperate people that do a lot of desperate things. So if we can find more jobs for these people around here, more businesses for them own themselves. I've been seeing a lot of different things happen in the city. I feel like we're really at a high point right now. No matter how bad our last summer was, yes, we showed out, but I feel like we're still doing a lot. I'm seeing a lot more young people buying properties.
That's
buying
good.
Real estate, buying investment properties.
That's good.
Doing different things like that. There's a lot of different markets opening up as far as tech in Detroit. The film industry, as you know. We lost a couple of points and then we gained a bunch of other ones. There's a bunch of people. Detroit's one of those places where if you want to do something, you can do something. So
yes, sir.
I guess in essence is if we want to be better, we have to want better.
I agree. Okay, the final question I'd like to ask you is, what's your experiences in Detroit? The good, the bad, and the ugly.
All right, so the good, I have met some of the most amazing people, artists, business-wise. Everybody has like that twinkle. Detroit is a mecca of business. It's a place you can come and do anything you want, no matter what it is, and you can find your corner, your niche. The bad. We keep ourselves in the box. As Detroiters, we're so Detroit, we don't like to go to the outside areas and see how they're living and what kind of things they're doing for us to be able to bring that back to our city. And we set ourselves into a corner where we do corners and blocks worth of gas station, liquor store, church, barbershop, nail shop, and that's it. We don't really expand our horizons past things that we don't expect our environment to embrace. We stick in more of a safe niche. And the ugly. The ugly is I want to say right now the ugly is the gentrification. I think the gentrification in our neighborhoods is the ugly, because you're taking people that have had these houses all their lives and they're being put out because of inflated taxes and markets that they can't afford old mortgages that they thought were one thing, and because it was assumed that you should be able to understand paperwork and all these things, and inflated interest rates and balloon payments and things like that, when people had payments that were low, like $250, and they went up to $1,000 a month and they couldn't afford that, and those foreclosures that came from that, our politicians gave us over without any regard and no care. I've seen the city sold for cheap. So I think that's the ugly. And I think to fix the ugly, I think a lot of that's happening. Like, this next generation's like, I'm not gonna let that happen. They're trying to buy houses. There's situations, hell, you can go buy houses right now for $2,000.
Wow.
$2,000 right here in this city.
Yes.
I mean, and it's like, why pay rent to somebody to fill their fantasy life when you can be sitting up and funding yours? So, you know, with more education, with more time, hopefully we'll come together and put this situation back on point. Until then, we're crying about high rent rates and extra high taxes, and you can't afford to live places because they put you out. Like, hell, all those black businesses that were downtown, they got muscled out when nobody could do anything about it. And they're like, okay, yeah, lawsuit, we'll give you a couple of dollars to move, leave, bye.
I think because the black businesses didn't have unity.
No.
Like, you know, like down in Atlanta, they have business associations where the black businesses come and meet once a month.
Yeah, but see, this wasn't something that the black businesses didn't stick together with. This was, okay, you've been running this club out of this building for blah, 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 and your lease in the club building is like $3,000 a month. Now they want you to pay $9,000. And when you can't pay $9,000, there's eviction. And you're evicted out of your business. And we're going to put somebody else in your spot.
Wow.
That has more of the look we're looking for.
Yes.
So that happened in a lot of places. Like, people are looking at all these vacant houses and these buildings and stuff, but like our prime location that had us generating money back into our community were kind of severed at the legs. It was the same thing that happened in the 80s when the Chaldeans and the Arabs, and I have a lot of Chaldean and Arab friends, I'm not trying to get into that position.
Yeah, I understand.
But when they came and they bought out all the mom and pop grocery stores and the liquor stores and all the gas stations and stuff, and then it was easier for them to do it because these people didn't have the backing that these other people came with oil money flowing into the city. And they didn't have that type of backing to be able to support when Pookie was going on a rampage and they're stealing $50 worth of stock every day to go and touch the dope man. The 80s was rough. The 80s was rough. So we lost a lot of our internal economy. Detroit's a rough place because we don't have money that generates into Detroit. Everybody that comes in and lives in Detroit takes and spends their money outside of Detroit. The people that have businesses inside Detroit take their money and spend it outside Detroit. So we always look like a poor city because the people that live here don't have the means to go to different places and different communities and things like that, or even have a person that wants to hire you once they see Detroit on your resume, because it's not really looked well. It doesn't matter what part of the city you're from. We have a reputation.
Yeah, that's right.
So, you know, with that, I think a lot more of do for ourselves. Watch the model that's been made by people that have came and bought pieces of the city, got sick of it, and just decided to move on to the next thing. Look at their model and use it in a better way.
Man, really do appreciate it, brother. And we're gonna end this. And it's been an honor, man. Definitely, because you're a brother who has intellect. You know what I'm saying? And wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Like that. You know, like Master P said, I believe giving brothers and sisters their roses while they're alive.
Well, I appreciate it.
You understand? No doubt. All right, we out.
Peace.
Yeah.
Should know, won't you understand? To me.
right, this is Brother Don Cooper again, Creative Will Productions, LLC. The two brothers I got in front of me, can you please introduce yourself?
Jamel Rushton. And Laston.
Okay. Question I got for both of y'all is, what side of town did you grow up in Detroit?
East side. West.
What are some of the things do y'all think that can make the city a better place?
Well, that's a broad question, but I'll start with, us as a people. I feel we need to unite here, in Detroit, to create more business and support black business and keep the city black. It's a black city here. Yeah.
What do you think? Make it a better city.
Where should I start?
That's all right.
From your young age.
It's a youth perspective, and we loving this right here.
We're gonna hear from
Just
y'all.
speak from the heart, man, because when you talk to the people, you got to talk to the people's hearts. You know what I'm saying? Like that, that's the only way that makes sense to them. You know what I'm saying? So just spit. As y'all say, just spit it. What do you think?
Simple as said, we just gotta come together.
Mm,
To make
unity.
It better, like, as simple as put, but there's a lot of places that need to be worked on
Okay.
for us to come together.
Yes, sir. I got you. I'm saying, sir, you younger than me, but that's out of respect, because in the nation we say that.
Political. At the hospitals, that's political too.
Okay.
Got the school system.
Mm.
We still got the streets still. Ain't going nowhere.
No, it ain't.
It's a lot of stuff that you gotta. That people got. We get the black person. We got power to do it. It's people already in them placements. They get there and it's like, what happened? You know what I'm saying?
They got you. Okay, thank you. Okay. Next question, final question I have actually is starting with you, brother Jamel. And with your experiences in Detroit, what's the good, the bad, and the ugly that you've seen in the city?
The good things about Detroit, you already know, we can make a lot of money here. It's a lot of money in Detroit. That's the good thing about Detroit. We make money here. The bad things, the killings that involved with
The money.
just trying to get the money. You know what I mean? The wrong avenues and the bad is so bad here. You got to be careful. So and it's very ugly that our city is we would code for each other to get ahead. We all know what the crab in the bucket and how they act. And we as a people, that's the ugly part about it. Black people do not like to see another person come up. They don't like to see another person do greater than them. Instead of that's the I ain't going to
The ugly part, yeah,
the
that's
ugly part.
yeah, right.
To explain why
Yeah.
and all that.
And we understand that psychology. That's right.
The ugly part. It's a killer city. The good part, it's a money city. There's a lot of good money here.
Yes, it is. I agree.
Good people, good energy. It's a black city. Like I said, the bad, you make that wrong turn, it's over.
Indeed, and it's funny. When I was speaking with Brother Torrance or James Torrance earlier in the other segment, I had made a statement where I said that Detroit is like a Sicily. Where they said the Godfather, they said that how could such a beautiful place be so beautiful but so violent at the same time? Yeah. But yourself, brother, on that same question to the younger brother, what are some of your experiences dealing with the good, the bad, and the ugly from a younger person's perspective? You know what I'm saying, the city, because we as older brothers, we see y'all here, some of y'all are here wilding. Is you know what I'm saying, like that. But what would you say, good, bad, and ugly?
Same thing he said. Make that money here. Wrong time. But the thing is, like, it's crazy. Like, it don't matter how if you stay here your whole life, came back with a move, came back, something happened to you up here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you on that.
And it's sad to say it like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
ain't just walking through Detroit and nothing happened to you.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know
I done had my experiences. Trust me.
where you is it. You know what I'm saying? But that's,
And I'm a laid back brother. You know what I'm saying?
like you said.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's a bad thing.
Yes, that's right.
People go their whole life without getting into nothing.
That's right. That's right.
That's how we, like I said, he said it.
Hmm.
I just said I'm younger, and it's the same
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
But the good thing,
Hmm.
we can run it up,
Hmm.
and if we play it smart,
Mm.
it's gone.
Let's do this.
A lot of people from Detroit.
Let's get this money and build for the community. You know what I'm saying?
People that they running fast and ain't going nowhere. So
Hmm.
when they look in the city, they see that, and they think it's all of us.
They ain't got no plan either.
Right? They think it's all of us.
Hmm.
And all of us.
Got you. Well, I'm gonna end this on this segment. You know what I'm saying? If that's all right. And I want to thank both of the brothers, man, for coming out. And it's like a power team. You know, I've been knowing this brother Jamel, 30 years?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Now, man, that's a long time. And I love for his son to be able to have at least one friend that you know, that same time period, man, because that's very rare. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, because, you know, the trust issues. It's crazy. But I want to thank y'all for coming out.
I want to
You
thank
know what I'm saying?
for inviting us.
And, you know, peace to you brothers, man.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace and love.
All right, everyone. How you doing again? This is Don Cooper, representing Creative Will Productions, LLC. I have a beautiful young lady before me. Can you, first of all, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good, good, good. Can you state your name?
Marquini Lowe,
Okay, cool, cool. Miss Lowe, what side of Detroit did you grow up on?
the east side of Detroit.
Okay, cool. My other question I have for you, Ms. Lowe, what do you think could make the city better? I know that's a broad state question, you know, something like that, but like, you know, looking at the city right now, what do you think something that can come into the city and make it...
Bring back more of the youth programs back like we used to have. Investing in our city like
Yes.
we're supposed to.
Yes, yes. I believe in that, and I agree with that, 110%. My final question to you, Ms. Lowe, I'd like to ask you, from your experiences in the city, you know what I'm saying, like that, what is the good, bad, and ugly side of Detroit?
The good part of it is that they bringing back more revenue in the city of Detroit. They bringing more the property value up. They investing more. The bad is the crime rate. Crime rate, it could be better because we got so many of our youth that is lost
Yes.
and they are being misguided, and they took a lot of these youth programs away to where they can keep they mind focused. What it said,
Perfect. That's exactly right. That's right.
was it said the busy? Was it said
The trades. Yeah.
the tool of the devil.
Yeah, that's right. The tool of the devil. Go ahead. Go
The
ahead.
enemy, the tool of the devil. You got to keep your mind focused.
Oh, idle time.
Idle time
It's the tool of the devil.
It's
I
a-
understand. I got you,
tool of
sis. Got you. Okay. Cool. And let's say the ugly side of it.
The ugly side of it is that you just got people just not people anymore. They just don't look out for one another. Like, you know, we had neighbors that back in the day would look out for one another. They seen Johnny down the street breaking in their house, they'll get involved, or this person, or he raped this such person, and the people would come together in the neighborhood and beat Johnny's ass. And
Now, it's funny that you say that. You know what I'm saying? When you say like a brother mess around and violate a sister, in my neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, where I was at, there was a thing called the People's Court, and that wasn't only in Detroit exclusively. That was in New York, Jersey, different places. The old school cats know what I'm talking about. Where like the brothers, they would take that brother if he beat his wife or raped somebody, man, tune his ribs up, man, in the alley. No face shots. You know what I'm saying, like that. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You gonna be a better man, or you gonna be outcast from the community. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was real strong brothers, you know what I'm saying, like that. I just had to add that point. But would you like to add anything else, you know what I'm saying, before we close this?
Maybe we need to stay more focused on the youth, because it's just, this generation is just so miscombobulated and screwed up.
Yes, indeed. I can definitely. Not the whole of them, because
No,
you got
just got some that's-
you got a lot of them.
And-
They got wisdom, you know, beyond light years. Our children are very special. You know
And
what I'm
then
saying?
it has to start within home with the parents, where they have to discipline their children. And if you don't discipline them, the world is going to discipline them.
No doubt, no doubt. Very well said. It was that Noble Drew Ali, you know, said that raise your children to be an uplifting member of society and not a burden on it. You know what I'm saying? And with that, I think we're about to close with this session. You know what I'm saying, like that. I'm glad to have you out.
Thanks.
Man, I appreciate, you know, you for coming, because a lot of people don't want to come and represent, you know, Detroit yet and get in front of a camera, because they think that maybe it's, you know, some undercover stuff or whatever like that. But hopefully when we put this out, you know what I'm saying, to touch the hearts of the people, not only in this city, you know what I'm saying, but, you know, maybe globally. You know what I'm saying, like that. You feel me?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So thank you for having you out.
Thank you.
And peace.
Peace.